Welcome back to the Junkman's Adventures. I'm the Junkman, and this is going to be a long-term update video on my flooring. I actually got a comment on my long-term video, which was about a year after I installed it, showing what it looked like and how it was holding up. Well, I got a comment on there saying, hey, it's been about 6 years, and it has. How about another update? What do you like about it? How's it holding up? And I thought that's what this video is going to do. So if you want to know more about how much I paid, how I installed it, what it was like, the brand, all that kind of stuff, you can click a card up there. I'm not going to go over it in this video here. This is going to show you what it looks like after almost 7 years of use, heavy use all the time. So all I did was move everything out of the way. And this is what it typically looks like. So we do have some dirt and debris and stuff on the floor that we'll clean up. And then we're going to get down low on our hands and knees. And I'm going to show you a few little issues and things that have happened to it over the years. And give my final thoughts. So let's start by getting it all cleaned up. And it's as simple as grabbing a broom and sweeping it up. All right, here we are, down at ground level. Camera's about 3 foot off the ground, and we're shooting in the HD here, so you should be able to see. It looks pretty good at this level here, and this is typically what it looks like. Of course, I have not scrubbed it. We just swept it, but still looks pretty good. But let me get you down even closer. All right, here we are a little closer, and of course now you can see more of the dirt. You can see a few of the scratches and things over the years. And as we zoom in, you can see a little bit of paint and some little things that have gotten dropped on the floor. Now this is just in a general area. This is not in the most highest traffic area. But as you can see, there's some little scratches that sort of dull the finish. But when you're standing up, you don't really notice them. But I'd like to point them out. And this is from metal shavings and things that when it doesn't get swept up, and you're walking across it in your shoe, you're kind of grinding it in here. So, and also, I do some grinding with an angle grinder, and some of it is from the sparks hitting it and skidding across, and it causes some sparks. Let me move you over to a more high traffic area. All right, I've moved to an area right in front of my workbench, and we're going to zoom in here. And this is an area where I do a lot of grinding, filing. It's right underneath my bench vise and things, so a lot of debris gets settled down here and then ground into the floor. And we're getting really close here. And of course you can see some scratches and things here. And here's a little test area that I tried using a little bit of a scuffing pad and then buffing it up. And I just wanted to see what could be done. And which not that I really care, but you could buff these scratches out should you want to. Use a floor buffer or something and sort of bring it to an overall shine. But I just wanted to show you, the floor isn't indestructible, but it does hold up very well even to very harsh conditions. And this would be weeks between sweepings of just grime and metal shavings across here. All right, moved over to an area here that I wanted to show. Some epoxy or some adhesive that obviously got dripped on here that I actually just noticed, and I'm not sure how long this stuff's been down here. But being that it's a plastic floor, this stuff should, with a razor, come right off, and with a little bit of scraping. And obviously, if you didn't leave this on here, you could get it off very easy, but obviously this stuff is set, and it comes up very easily. So, should you need to get it up, you can. Here's another spot on the floor where I obviously got some paint. And this is some yellow paint, so I think this is an automotive paint. I forget what I was painting. But this has been down for a while, and thought I'd use an opportunity to see if it can come up. I just have some, more or less, kind of like acetone in an aerosol can. It's designed for a gun or spray gun cleaning. And we'll spray it on these little spots here. Let it set just a bit. And then see if it dissolves it and if it can be wiped up. Well, it is coming up. Might need to let it set a little bit longer, but that's kind of the good news, is it cleans up easily, and with some work I think we can get this completely gone. And obviously if you clean the paint up right away, it wouldn't even have a chance to even adhere to the plastic. There we go, we got rid of it in just a little bit of time. So kind of proof that you can clean up paint, dried paint that's been here for, this has probably been here for years. Okay, now for the main thing that I wanted to show you. There's my parking target there for where the car sits. And here's one of the Achilles heels of a floor like this. Is you can see these dents here where it looks like obviously where one of my jack stands was, and maybe one of the wheels of my jack was when jacking it up. I forgot to put a board under it, and obviously things with a very narrow point load, if you don't have something under it like a board, piece of iron to spread that load out, it's going to dent it like that. Now, not a big deal. I have more of these tiles, and all you need to do is put a putty knife in here on two of the sides where they lock, and you can pull out tiles and install a new one. So I'm going to do that after a bit, and but I wanted to show this, that this is one of the things. It will, when you put a heavy load that is something very pointy or has a very small edge like this angle iron, it will press in and make a dent. But otherwise, things with wheels, things with a large footprint and everything, you can put a lot of weight, probably close to 8,000–10,000 pounds, maybe more. And of course the rolling weight is even higher than that. Go back to my original video. I have the specs and everything in there. I'm just going off the top of my head. But this is one of the things you got to keep in mind when jacking or supporting something very heavy, such as a vehicle, without adequate support to spread the load across the tile. That's one of the things that's kind of the Achilles heel. Well, that's about it. However, some people are going to ask about welding over a floor like this. Well, it's pretty obvious. It's a plastic floor, so big blobs of hot molten metal falling on it are going to melt it and probably melt through it. It's not going to necessarily catch it on fire or anything, but it is going to make little marks in it where it's melting. So if you're going to weld on a floor like this, you're going to want to use like a welding blanket or something, wood or something suitable to just handle those sparks, those hot sparks as they hit before they cool. So that's probably the only thing you wouldn't want to do on this floor regularly, is weld without some kind of flooring protection. And there's a lot of options out there. Welding blankets are just one of them, but there is some like spark paper and things like that. But obviously this is where I do most of my filming and work, and I love it. After 6–7 years now, I still really love it. It's easy to clean. I just get the mop and bucket. I even use some floor sanitizing, and we have toddler birthday parties out here. You can almost eat off of it. I can get it so clean. So if you think it's a floor for you, look into it, you know. It's very easy to install. You can see that how you do that in my other video. Click the card up here, link in the description. That's about it for this kind of video, and I hope you learned something. I hope you saw what you wanted to see as far as how this has held up over the years. But if you have any other questions, of course, leave them in the comments below. I answer almost every comment. I try to answer almost every comment. And check out my website. I got pictures and stuff. And of course, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. I'm always posting different projects. I got some stuff lined up in the background here that you might see. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.